Hi, this is Landon. Doing a quick piano video today on a few things. The thing I want to really cover for the most part is the 2-5-1 chord progression. Now, I've done a number theory video on the guitar that I would encourage you to go watch if you haven't seen it yet. I will do the same thing on the piano later, but it'll help you for this 2-5-1 chord progression video. So real quick, what is the 2-5-1 chord progression? The numbers are referring to chords placement in the key that we're going in. Today, for reference, we're going to use B flat. So B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. That's the B flat major scale we're going to use. And the numbers are just basically signifying the position of the scale. So when I say 2 for in a B flat scale, 1, 2, that's a C. So some sort of C chord in the 2-5-1 chord progression, because they're all going to be chords. And then if I go to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an F, and you can also count backwards, 1, 7, 6, 5. Okay, so 2, 5, and then 1 is where you start, B flat. So usually in a major key, B flat, for instance, 1 is usually a major chord, of course. 2 can be minor or major, depending on where you're going. 3 is usually a minor chord. 4 is usually a major. 5 is usually a major, but can also be a minor when you're going to the 4 or even back to the 1 sometimes. And then 6 is usually a minor, and then 7 could be a major, can be diminished, can be a bunch of different chords. So for today, we're going to talk about 2-5-1. So in the key of B flat, we got B flat major. I'm playing F in my right hand, B flat, and then D in my pinky, and I'm making it a B flat 2 chord by adding the C in there. And then in the bass, I'm just playing a B flat in the pinky. Okay? And then I'm going to play a C minor 7 chord. Okay? Okay, so I'm playing a C in the bass, a G with my thumb, B flat, C, and E flat. So C minor 7 chord. And I'm actually making it a minor 9 because I'm adding the 2 in there, the D. So B flat, 2, C minor 9. Sometimes on my B flat, I'll also add the 7 in there. Okay, and then my 5 chord, I'm using just an F2. So F in the bass, C in the bass, F in the right hand, G, and then C. Okay, and then every now and then I will throw in, to go with this F2, I'll throw in the E flat to make it a F7 chord, or technically F dominant 7, but since I have the 2, it's an F9, or F7 add 2, 9, whatever, like that. So basically, why am I teaching this? So 2-5-1. So to get to your B flat in a song, you're going back to your 1. You can use your 2 minor chord, the F chord, back to your 1. That resolves it. Now, traditional, you can just play 1, 5, 1. That's B flat, F, B flat. Or I've even heard of some traditional doing 1, 4 over 5. So I'm playing E flat over F. And for that E flat, I do an inversion. So I'm G, B flat, E flat in my right hand, and the F in the bass. Back to your 1, like that. But the reason why 2-5-1 is an important chord progression is not just in songs. but it's also how you learn how to use passing chords. We'll get that in just a second. So again, B flat. To go to B flat, I'm doing 2 minor, C minor, which is my C minor chord, my F chord, back to B flat. All right, sounds very pretty. Sounds very smooth like that. Now, so like let's say I play an Amazing Grace and you're ending. Now I see, like that. All right, so it sounds pretty good. But now let me show you how you use these passing chords and how that 2-5-1 equates to passing chords. And we're going to stay in the key B flat. So let's say I'm going from B flat to my 6 minor chord, which is G. And so I'm playing a G minor 7, minor 9, because I'm adding the 2. Okay, so that is a G and a D in the bass. F, A, B flat, C, D. I'm actually adding the 4 in there too, so it's like a C13. No, a C. Hold on. A G. Sorry. A G11. Sorry. 11 because I got the 7, the 2 which is the 9, the 4 which is 11. Really thick chord. Okay, so and that run there, my B flat. I'm doing that set run from the B flat to the A, which is 7, before I play to my 6. Now, in between there, I can do something like okay, and or okay. Now, let me explain that real quick. So first, to go to the 6, when we were talking about passing chords, I'm going to make this 6 all of a sudden my 1. And that way I'm going to find my 2 and my 5. So G is 1, 2. So A is my 2 chord. And then 3, 4, and D is my 5. So I'm going to play some sort of A chord, some sort of D chord coming from B flat to get to my G. Okay? One of my favorite things to do for the A, going from the 1, is to walk it down to the 5 over 7. So I do F over A. So that's simply just an A in the bass, F, A, C. So B flat, F over A. And then for a simple version, you can just do a D minor 7. Okay? So here's a D minor chord, which is D. I'm doing D and A in the bass, D, F, and then A in my right hand. Now, to make it a minor 7, I'll take that thumb off the D in the right hand and move it to the C. And you can make it a minor 9 by throwing the E in there. Okay? Now you can also play it like this. I'm going to move my hand down, bass hand down here, do my F in my bass hand down here. And then I'm going to do an F major, my A right here in my bass hand, A and E. And then do an F major 7 chord. Okay, so that's F, A, C, E. That's the same notes during a D minor 9 chord over the A and E. Alright, so again, B flat, F over A, make that F a major 7 over D. I'm sorry, earlier I said F over A, it's F over D because we're going to the D minor chord. So it's B flat, F over A, and then F major 7 over D for your D minor. Then to your G minor chord. Now, I'm going to show you a cool thing, a cool sound that I love to use, which is a little bit more funkier and smooth. Sounds like this. Okay. Now, what I am playing is, you can call it a couple different things. You can call it a D flat, a D7 flat 9. You can call it a G flat diminished chord over D, or an A diminished chord over D. I call it D flat, or D7 flat 9 chord. And I'm going to show you an easy way to remember this. But first, let's just go what it is. So a D chord, I'm inverting it. Okay, so I got D in my bass, F sharp, A, D in my right hand. That's a regular D chord. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that D, that pinky off of the D and move it to an E for my. The E flat, because what we're doing is taking a 2 and they're flatting it. Okay, and then I'm going to a dominant 7, which means a flat 7. So I'm taking that from that. The regular 7 in the key of D is a D flat, and we're going to move it to a C. Okay, and play that over a D. And then that goes into the G minor. So B flat, F. Pretty smooth sound. Now, here's an easy way to remember that. Whenever you're going to a 6 minor chord or a minor chord period, you can just go a half step down from the chord you're going to in your right hand. So if I'm going to G, I'm going to that G flat and play that diminished chord. And a diminished chord is where you flat the 3 and the 1. I mean the 3 and the 5. And I add the, which is you flat the 7 flat, or basically you add the 6 to it. So in G flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 is a B flat, 4, 5 is a D flat, and 6 is an E flat. So you're gonna flat the B flat to an A, flat the D flat to a C, and you got the E flat. So that's a G flat diminished chord over a D, over the 5 of the chord you're going to, which is G. Okay? Sounds a little confusing, but I promise you, if you get this, you can go do those diminished chords very easy. There's not many diminished chords, because if you notice, I got a G flat here, I got an A, I got a C and an E flat. This chord right here, in the combination of these notes, are the diminished chords for G flat, A, C, and E flat. So anytime you need to play those diminished, you can play the same chord. Now for voicings, you may want to move the notes in different order, but it's the same notes, right? So you got 4 possibilities in every chord. So there's only like 4, I think, total diminished chords. So anyways, that B flat, that's the 1, 2, 5. 1, 5 over 7. That 3 in the key of B flat, or the 5 of G. Okay. Now, so let's do a chord progression. Like we're gonna go 1, 6 minor, and then to our 4, which is E flat. Now I'm playing a major 9 chord here. So I'm playing E flat, B flat, and I'm attacking on the E flat again in my left hand, but you don't have to. Those 2 will suffice. Then I'm doing G in my right hand, B flat, D, and F. That's a major 9 chord, because I've got my 7 and my 2. Okay? So to get to that from the 6, I can play the 2 chord, 2 minor chords, so of the E flat. So E flat 2 is an F minor chord. So for my F minor chord, I'm playing the 1 and 5 in the bass, F, C. My right hand, I'm playing an F, A flat, C, and an E flat. Okay? F minor 7. And then my 5 of E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. I can play a B flat chord to get into the E flat. Now, for me personally, I like to play one of 2 things. So if I'm going to my 4 from my 6. So 1 is B flat, 6 is my G minor chord to my E flat, my 4. Okay. So for my 6 minor chord to my 4, what I like to play is my 2 minor, which is my F minor in this key, into either a B flat over D, which is a 1/3, kind of walking up into that E flat, or I will play a B flat 7 flat 9 chord over B flat, and that is the same concept of the D I was telling you about. So on B flat, here's my B flat. I'm going to do a B flat in the bass. Regular B flat is F, B flat, D. So to make that a dominant 7, you're going to take your 7 and flat it, so A to A flat. Okay, that's a dominant 7 B flat. So then I'm going to add my flat 2, which is the 2 is a C. So I'm going to make that a B, taking that C down. It's a really funky chord going into that E flat major 9. So it sounds like this together. Pretty smooth. And then you could do it with the F minor 7 B flat over D to E flat like this. Alright, so I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to use the funky chords both times. So really spices it up. Now if I don't add all that in there and I just play normal, it's B flat, G minor, E flat. Now I'm using very basic chords. So this 2-5-1, what it does is it helps spice up your piano play. So not only can you fatten your chords by adding up your 7s and 9s and 13s and such like that to fatten up your chords to, but then you add the passing chords into it and it makes all of a sudden the song so different. And if I'm going back to the 1, I'll give you this little tip too. It really depends on the vocals, but a lot of times I'll go from the E flat and I'll walk it, I'll do an E and make it a minor chord. A minor 6, E flat minor 6. So E flat, B flat in the left hand. I'll tack on the E flat again sometimes. G flat, B flat, C, E flat. That's an E flat minor 6. And it sounds pretty good. So and then if you want to do the 2-5-1 to get back into from the E flat, you can go. I'm sorry, from that E flat minor 6, G to C minor, F7, B flat. Pretty cool. So that's 2-5-1, and you can use that going into any chord in any key. That same 2-5-1 chord progression, and it will help you fill in, use your filling chords. Also, if you're hearing all these passing chords, most likely it's some variety of that 2-5-1. And you can do it going into the 5, you can do it going to any chord in there. So it's pretty cool. I encourage you to take a look at that and apply it when you play and watch it spice up your play. So thank you for watching this video.